right now for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's gonna be bad.
Have you been impressed?
Maybe he'll fight Jake Paul instead. What do you think of that?
I think that's terrible.
Why?
I mean, I get it because at the end of the day, it's the money business, and you want to make the most money. But from what I'm hearing, he can make more money in a fight with me. And if that's the case, why not fight me?
Sure. Do you think he beats Jake Paul?
Do I think he beats Jake? Yeah. I mean,
there's a huge size advantage, though.
It is, but I think Tank got the skills to make sure he come out on top.
Do you think that Jake has gone better?
Yeah, I think actually Jake got tremendously better from the time frame that he started till now. And in the right situation, I also could see him become a world champion.
Really?
Yeah.
This is not the headline we thought we'd be reading in 2025, but it's real.
This is not the headline anyone expected to see in 2025, but it's happening. Gervonta Tank Davis versus Jake Paul is official. The internet is losing its mind. Memes, hype, chaos everywhere. But one man isn't joining the celebration. Floyd "Money" Mayweather. The same mentor who once molded Tank into boxing's next superstar is now shaking his head in disapproval. In Floyd's eyes, this fight isn't just about money. It's a career gamble that could shatter Tank's legacy.
First of all, Floyd don't never want to see no one like a fighter do better than them. Say, Terrence Crawford should fight. Finna be there. That don't make no fucking sense. He don't never want to see nobody be better than him. I'm telling you.
Is there like a
last question that was
is there like a love-hate like
yeah,
fighter?
Yeah, I love the fighter. Like, I ain't gonna lie, if he was like chill, like he'll be the smoothest. But he's not. You know what I mean? He's a great fighter. And my bad.
No, you're good, man.
And he cause I don't want to say like he's just a scumbag, but it's like he's a great fighter, and sometimes he can be good, but it's like it's always I'm this.
Let's break it down. Jake Paul versus Tank Davis. Yes, you heard that right. The whispers, rumors, and speculation are over. The fight is signed and set. No exhibition rules, no headgear, no safety nets. This is a full-on sanctioned bout, a real fight with real consequences on the line.
I'll be down. Let's run it. Like, I'll be super, super down. I don't know if
Gervonta needs Jake Paul. Let's be clear, right?
Is there a height limit in boxing?
Do you want that rematch next? And if so, how likely it is that we're to see that fight happen again this year?
I'm not sure, bro. I'm definitely not sure, but hopefully we could get it before. Nah, it probably won't be this year.
Is that the one you want next?
It's definitely the one I want next, but it's not gonna be next.
What is?
You might see it in a minute. Definitely might see it in a minute.
For Jake Paul, this is the ultimate stamp of validation. He's already built his resume by beating names like Tyron Woodley, Anderson Silva, and pulling off the shocker of his career when he defeated Mike Tyson last year. But Gervonta Davis? That's an entirely different challenge. An elite, prime, fighter in a class of his own.
We were yelling so much about him fight somebody your size. His next opponent is, by far, he's the most credentialed guy he's ever fought. There's one problem. He fights at 135 pounds.
For Tank, however, the narrative couldn't be more different. This isn't about proving greatness or chasing world titles. This isn't about adding to his legacy. This is about clout, headlines, and big paydays. And that's exactly why Floyd Mayweather is furious.
You saying he fighting for the money. You ain't saying Mayweather the promotion trying to make the most money off of Tank possible. You saying he fighting for the money.
If he said he went in there 0 times and requested the big fights, obviously he don't really care about the big fights. He just want to get the money, in which he's doing a good job at.
I mean, maybe he just let his team, come up with who they think should be next for him. And maybe that's why he hasn't gone in there. Because anytime we see him, hear him after a fight, well, got to sit down with Calvin and the team and Floyd and London and, they going to come up with, whatever's next.
Floyd has always been about two things: skill and business. He taught Tank that true money comes from dominating inside the ring, stacking wins, and letting performances speak for themselves. But now, Tank is chasing Jake Paul's circus instead of chasing real boxing glory. Insiders say Floyd has voiced his disappointment behind closed doors. Disappointed that Tank is risking his career against a YouTuber. Disappointed that he's putting his reputation on the line for clout. And disappointed that instead of redeeming himself after the Lamont Roach disaster, Tank is chasing spectacle.
Tank Davis, it was a kid. He was a young kid, came up to me when he was a kid. Wanted an autograph. I signed his phone for him and told him, "You'll be world champion someday, and I'll be your promoter." Years later, he was working with some people from our team because our team is huge. We got guys in DC, Baltimore, Philly, New York, all around. So he won a few fights. I think he was like 8, 9. I don't know it was like 8 and 9-0. I told him, in under 24 months, you'll be world champion. Made the right moves, put him in the right position. He's a multi-millionaire now.
Absolutely.
He was a kid that couldn't even buy a bus ticket. Now he's a multi-millionaire.
Think about it. Floyd built his empire and earned billions by proving he was the best in the world. Yes, he dabbled in exhibitions with Logan Paul and others, but only after. His legacy was secured. Tank, on the other hand, is still supposed to be in his prime years.
Jake is big. Tank has a lot of skill, but I don't think he's the same Tank that we saw the most incredible knockouts. We saw him, Lamont Roach performed great. They went to draw and, I just don't know. And Tank walked away. I don't know if he loves it enough to beat a guy who outweighs him by 80 to 100 pounds.
And this is where the story takes a dark turn. Tank's career hasn't looked stable for a while now. That loss to Lamont Roach wasn't just a shock upset. It was the beginning of a decline. Fans saw Tank look shaky, unfocused, and some even whispered that he didn't look like a fighter who still had the hunger anymore.
Tank did that, so I know the got in his eye, but they should have countered it. They would have countered it, it would have went to Lamont Roach. What I didn't like about Tank, he was gassing up Lamont Roach way too much, and he was already talking about retiring.
He seemed a little distracted in the fight.
That wasn't the same Gervonta Davis we're really used to seeing.
It just lets you know how corrupt the governing bodies are, bro. If that dude took a knee, not only did he take a knee, he's like, hold on real quick. Let me get this out of my eye. How is that not a point?
Funny thing, bro, that's why I cut my braids off. I had braids, and I had the same thing. I went through the same when I fought Andre. That was burning my eyes, so I cut that off.
Instead of bouncing back, rebuilding, and reminding the world why they once called him Tank, he's doubling down on the circus. He's chasing Jake Paul, chasing headlines, and chasing viral moments, instead of chasing greatness and history.
What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fighting?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that, and he called cap on it. So if you gonna call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it. I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on his A game.
And let's be honest, this isn't the same Tank who once terrified opponents, the Tank who used to march guys down, drop bombs, and end nights with a single shot. That aura of invincibility is fading, and this Jake Paul fight could be the moment that aura disappears completely.
Tank is done. Tank is hung him up, shoes off, get the bag, put a plaque up, he done. Tank is done.
When you say done, you mean not fighting anymore?
Tank is checked out mentally. Tank is gone mentally. Tank looking for the big bag, for the big bag of Jake Paul, Pacquiao, something solar, and he's looking to, hey, I'll see you later. Tank is standing. He's not gonna fight Shakur Stevenson at all. At all. I don't care how much money Turkey offered, give him 4 Lamborghinis, whatever. Tank ain't taking that fight.
Now here's the wild part for Jake Paul. This fight is a no-lose situation for him. If he loses, he can shrug it off by saying, I lost to one of the most dangerous punchers in boxing. There's no shame in that.
Bro, what is this production?
Oh!
Oh my god. That nigga got his vein out. Damn! Yo! What you What?